Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so happy you're here today. If you love stories about resilience, transformation, and proving people wrong, then you're going to enjoy this one. Today we're talking about someone who went from being overlooked to becoming one of the most talked about stars in WWE, Liv Morgan. Now, before she was Liv Morgan, she was Gianna Jean Daddio, born on June 8, 1994, in New Jersey. She grew up as a huge wrestling fan. And I don't mean casually watching on weekends. I mean the kind of fan who would recreate matches in the backyard, fully believing one day she'd be in that ring. Think about that for a second. How many of us dream big when we're young, but somewhere along the way, we let those dreams shrink? What makes someone hold on? Liv didn't come from a wrestling dynasty. She wasn't handed a guaranteed path. She signed with WWE in 2014 and started training at the Performance Center. Imagine walking into a facility filled with elite athletes, larger-than-life personalities, and people who've been training for years, and you're just starting. That takes courage. It takes humility. It takes belief. She made her main roster debut in 2017 as part of the Riott Squad. At first, she wasn't positioned as the breakout star. In fact, many people underestimated her. She had the look, the energy, the charisma, but critics questioned whether she could truly hang at the highest level. And here's something interesting. Sometimes being underestimated can either break you or build you. Which one would it be for you? Over the next few years, Liv kept evolving. Her character changed. Her confidence grew. You could see it in her promos, in her in-ring work, in the way she carried herself. She wasn't trying to copy anyone. She leaned into being unpredictable, emotional, intense. And fans started noticing. There's something magnetic about someone who feels real, someone who doesn't seem manufactured. Then came 2022, the year that changed everything. After years of climbing, setbacks, near misses, and rebuilding, Liv won the Money in the Bank contract. And when she cashed it in successfully to become SmackDown Women's Champion, the crowd exploded. That wasn't just a title win. That was validation. That was years of hard work finally paying off in front of millions. And let me ask you something. Why do underdog stories hit so hard? Is it because we see ourselves in them? Most of us aren't born at the top. Most of us aren't the chosen ones. We grind. We struggle. We doubt ourselves. Watching someone rise despite that feels personal. But here's the thing. Holding the championship came with pressure. Suddenly, the underdog becomes the hunted. Expectations skyrocket. Critics get louder. And Liv had to prove she wasn't just a feel-good moment. That transition is tough in any field. Have you ever finally achieved something you worked for, only to realize the real challenge was staying there? Throughout injuries, storyline twists, betrayals, and dramatic rivalries, Liv kept reinventing herself. She embraced darker edges to her character at times. She leaned into emotional storytelling. She showed vulnerability. And in professional wrestling, where personas can feel exaggerated, vulnerability can actually be the boldest move of all. Another thing that stands out about Liv Morgan is her connection with fans. She engages, she shares, she reacts. She doesn't act untouchable. In an era where social media can make celebrities feel distant or overly curated, she feels accessible. And maybe that's part of her power. Do you think authenticity matters more today than ever before? Can fans tell when someone is being genuine? Beyond the ring, her journey reflects something bigger about the evolution of WWE's women's division. Women aren't just filling time slots anymore. They're headlining events, carrying storylines, selling merchandise, building global fan bases. Liv's rise happened in an era where opportunity expanded, but competition intensified. And she didn't just survive in that environment, she stood out. It's easy to look at a highlight reel and think success happened overnight. But Liv Morgan's career shows that growth is layered. There were losses. There were awkward phases. There were moments where fans weren't sure what her direction was. But instead of fading, she adapted. There's something powerful about watching someone refuse to disappear. And maybe that's the biggest takeaway from her story. You don't have to be the loudest person in the room. You don't have to start as the favorite. But if you keep improving, keep believing, keep showing up, momentum can shift. So, here's a question for you. What part of Liv Morgan's journey resonates most? Is it her underdog beginnings? Her championship win? Her constant reinvention? Or maybe it's the way she connects emotionally with fans? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I genuinely love to hear what you think. Wrestling is scripted entertainment, yes, but the dedication, the sacrifice, the grind behind it, that's very real. And Liv Morgan's path is proof that passion paired with persistence can rewrite the narrative. If you enjoyed this deep dive into her story, make sure you hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Share this video with a fellow WWE fan or someone who loves comeback stories. And if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next feature. Thanks so much for spending your time with me today. I appreciate every single one of you. Until next time, keep chasing your goals, and I'll see you in the next video.